Good evening and welcome to the Peace Circle. This is Gina, and I am a practitioner here on this beautiful network, here at New Thought Media Network. But I'm also the spiritual director of CSL Greater Boston, and I am here as the host of the Peace Circle to bring more peace and awareness. So, how do we get there? How do we get to the place of more peace? Or being more aware of that peace, because it's always within us. I grew up in inner city Boston, and peace was not something we ever spoke about. I didn't have the concept of stillness. I didn't know what that meant. I didn't know what it looked like. I didn't know how to create peace in my life. And the truth is, it's not something that we really need to create, but realize that it's within us. That regardless of the circumstance on the outside, we get to choose our circumstances on the inside, because the good stuff is there always. Peace is an attribute of divine. Therefore, it is always within us, always accessible. So on Monday nights, what we do is we come together to be in that place of choosing peace and choosing to pay attention to the things that allow for that experience in our lives. And I always begin with my poem, I Too Have a Dream. And this particular poem is basically encapsulates what the Peace Circle is all about. In my dream too, we all are equal, and not color, nor religion, nor income defines who we are. Neither country nor region defines us as kin, whether 2 legs or 4, plant or animal. We were all created of the one Creator, with no greater claim to borrow this beautiful earth. In my dream, we all are one, treating each other with love and respect, and living in peace. We are all truly awake, knowing our purpose to share love and joy and uplift each other, and in doing so, uplift ourselves. In my dream, we each remember and appreciate each other, and truly understand that all is well. And the Peace Circle is live, so if there's any comments or anything that you would like to say, please let us know. Hello, Diego. It's wonderful to have you here. And Wayne, great to have you here from Calgary as well. It is a gift to be here all over the world. We can be anywhere and everywhere all at once in that oneness. Isn't that amazing? So our topic this evening is going to be acceptance and non-resistance, because they're similar, but they're not exact. And I think they go hand in hand. So being in that place of acceptance, it's a beautiful gift that we give ourselves to enjoy our journey. Because wherever we go, we are right there. And we can kick and scream and fight, or we can be mindful of what that looks like. And I was going through, and there were so many things. It's funny because sometimes you never know, if you're going to find much on what the topic you're looking for. And today, as I was going through for acceptance, it was amazing to me how much there was, how much, clearly I'm not alone when it comes to working with this topic, because it really is something that is near and dear to my heart, because there's often things in life that I don't like the way they look. I may not like the way it comes across. I may not like the experience of not just what someone is saying or doing, but what's going on. And I loved this little gif that I found. What is acceptance? I thought this was absolutely perfect. I don't like the rain. I wish it wasn't raining. My day wouldn't be better if it wasn't raining. My day is ruined. Every day is like this. It's always like this. Why does it always rain when I want to be sunny? Versus it's raining. Yep. So it's that simple acceptance of it is what it is. It's not trying to change it. It's not looking at it and saying it should, would, could be different. It's simply knowing that it is and allowing it to be that. It's not, there's a difference between resignation, like it's going to just be this way. That means you've decided that there's nothing you can do about your situation, and it's helplessness in its place. Acceptance means accepting that the situation happened or exists, and it gives us an opportunity to change it. So if I know that it's raining, I accept that it's raining, I can still go on with my day, and I can do and act accordingly. So I move things inside instead of out. So you get an umbrella. I can choose differently, but I don't have to lose my peace with that. I don't have to be at a place of anything's really missing. I just adjust accordingly. If you look at a stream and there's a boulder in the middle of the stream, the water goes around it. It doesn't resist it. It doesn't fight it. It goes around it, and it still gets downstream. I loved this as well. We would have peace, but we must have acceptance. So that is the last step to fulfilling our peace, is being in that place of acceptance. Because what we resist persists and it gets louder. So it's really about being in a place of understanding and knowing that Spirit's got this. That's part of acceptance, that it's the way that it's supposed to be, whether or not it's how I think it should look. So I do everything with music. I think music makes everything easier to ease into. It helps me understand. It helps me feel. It helps me change feelings to what I choose them to be. So I invite you to listen to this song. And it's a mantra, and it's beautiful. And I invite you to go within and ask yourself, is there something that you hadn't been accepting? Is there something that it's time to let go of? Because Spirit is absolutely right there for us, through us, as us. Simply allow divine to be right where you are as you listen to the beautiful words and message, and peace will come. Peace will come.
I release control and surrender to the flow of love that will heal me. I release control and surrender to the flow of love that will heal me. I release control and surrender to the flow of love that will heal me. I release control and surrender to the flow of love that will heal me. I release control and surrender to the flow of love that will heal me. I release control and surrender to the flow of love that will heal me. I release control and surrender to the flow of love that will heal me. I release control and surrender to the flow of love that will heal me. I release control and surrender to the flow of love that will heal me. I release control and surrender to the flow of love that will heal me. I release control and surrender to the flow of love that will heal me. I release control and surrender to the flow of love that will heal me. I release control and surrender to the flow of love that will heal me. I release control and surrender to the flow of love that will heal me. I release control and surrender to the flow of love that will heal me. I release control and surrender to the flow of love that will heal me. I release control and surrender to the flow of love that will heal me. I release control and surrender to the flow of love that will heal me. I release control and surrender to the flow of love that will heal me. I release control and surrender to the flow of love that will heal me.
Yes, being in that space and releasing control. It doesn't mean that I'm not working towards what I believe is meant for me. It doesn't mean that I am accepting less than in any way. It's simply calling what is, and in that place of choice of now what. If this is where I am, I can determine where I go from here. But if I'm in denial of where I am, I don't get that opportunity. Louise Hay, in her book Heart Thoughts, which I absolutely love, says on acceptance, if you do not love yourself totally, wholly, fully, somewhere along the way, you learn not to. You can unlearn it. Start being kind to yourself now. So you get that choice. You get that choice at any given moment to decide again. So you have to realize at some point there has to be a turning point. If you've ever watched any kind of movie or anything, there's a turning point, that aha moment where I realize something isn't working, where it's not as it could be, but I finally realize where I am. And in that choice, there's change. She goes on to say, I accept all that I have created for myself. I love and accept myself exactly as I am. I support myself, trust myself, and accept myself wherever I am. I can be within the love of my own heart. I place my hand over my heart and I feel the love that is there. I know there is plenty of room for me to accept myself right here and now. I accept my body, my weight, my height, my appearance, my sexuality, and my experiences. And that is a lot. Like, when just that in itself could take people a lifetime to finally come to terms with. I'm going to read that again. I place my hand over my heart and I feel the love that is there. And it's to accept myself right here and right now. I accept my body, my weight, my height, my appearance, my sexuality, and my experiences. I accept all that I have created for myself, my past and my present. I am willing to allow my future to happen. I am a divine, magnificent expression of life, and I deserve the very best. I accept this for myself now. I accept miracles. I accept healing. I accept wholeness. And most of all, I accept myself. I am precious and I cherish who I am. And so it is. So part of acceptance is self-acceptance. It's not saying, well, when I get there, I'll feel, when I lose weight, or when I've got that job, or when I've paid this bill off, then I'll feel better. Acceptance is always in the present moment. It's not because conditions look like we think they should. It's in that acceptance that we can recognize it's not about should, would, or could. It's what is, and what do I choose now? It takes away that victimhood, and it gives us back the choice in the driver's seat, or at least co-pilot, letting spirit guide, direct, guard, and govern. Acceptance, especially self-acceptance, can make or break our personal serenity in so many ways. And it's being in that place of knowing and allowing, and divine guidance takes us. We know if there's a room full of people, are we secure enough to accept ourselves exactly how we are? When we see someone and they have confidence, sometimes it's real, sometimes it's not. They just seem that way because we don't know what other people are feeling. We only know what it looks like. But when we see that, it's a wonderful view. So part of acceptance is really accepting who and where I am and allowing that to be the perfect place that I am. Everything that happened in my life, everything that has happened up to this point has created who I am and who I'm meant to be. And I truly believe that. Well, in that comes with acceptance. So I invite you, as we listen to this next song, to allow that surrender of anything else. Releasing control was the last song. I release control. And I love that mantra because I'm not trying to change things with my might or fight. I'm not in this place of againstness because it never helps in any way, shape, or form. Peace is non-resistance, complete acceptance, identification with all, everyone, everything. So it's allowing things to be as they are and accepting it as it is without having to change anything or anyone, including myself. Now, should I choose to from there, that's something different. But I don't have to find peace where I am. And, before I play this song, one of the greatest places that I turn to when I need to accept things, most people have heard the serenity prayer. God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. So if there's circumstances that are beyond my control, I don't sit there and try to fight against what is. If it's raining, I cannot make it stop raining. There's nothing I could do possibly that would make it stop raining. I could choose another day for my events. I can get an umbrella. I can put on a raincoat, but I cannot change the rain. So accepting brings me serenity and peace. There's also an acceptance prayer. And this is actually from the big book, The 12 Steps of Alcoholics Anonymous. But if you take the two words out, it could be anything. And I'd like to share this with you because I just love it so much. And acceptance is the answer to all my problems today. When I am disturbed, it's because I find some person, place, or thing, or situation, some fact of my life unacceptable to me. And I can find no serenity until I accept that person, place, thing, or situation as being exactly the way it is supposed to be in this moment. Nothing, absolutely nothing happens in God's world by mistake. Until I could accept, now if you took just that word out, until I could accept my situation, I could not stay sane. Unless I accept life completely on life's terms, I cannot be happy. I need to concentrate not so much on what needs to be changed in the world as on what needs to be changed in me and my attitude. So it's not about somebody else. It is not about changing the circumstance. It's about changing the way that I look at things. It's not out there. It's the lenses that I'm using. So one of my prayers is often, fix my eyes. I ask Spirit to fix my eyes, that I may know peace, that I may accept where things are and move from there. So as you listen to this song, I invite you to do just that. Just be in that stillness and ask yourself, have I been loving to myself? Do I accept myself as I am? Or do I pick at myself all the time and I, put myself down as other people? Where are you at with your self-love and acceptance and that of other people?
I will surrender to my greatest, highest good. I will release any fear that blocks my way. For every step I take is taken in pure faith, and I am stronger every moment, every day. My My mind is willing and my heart is open wide. I trust my instincts and let spirit be my guide. I vow to live a life that's real and pure and free as I continue walking in this mystery. I will surrender to my greatest, highest good. I will release any fear that blocks my way. For every step I take is taken in pure faith, and I am grateful every moment, every day. There may be walls, there may be roadblocks in my way, but I can choose to take a higher path each day. And now I know that what I thought was safe and sound was only habit and regret that held me down. I will surrender to my greatest, highest good. I will release any fear that blocks my way. For every step I take is taken in pure faith, and I am kinder every moment, every day, and I'm more loving every moment, every day. I will surrender every moment, every day.
I absolutely love the children in that. And I love Karen Drucker, and I'm excited to say she will be here in 2 weeks from tonight. She will be on our show, and our topic that evening will be Thanksgiving and gratitude. So we are going to be singing and being, she will, well, we won't, she will be singing and being in this place of, on this Thanksgiving month. You know, November is definitely the month of gratitude as far as I'm concerned. Thanksgiving is not a day, it's at least a month, if not every day, as it, for me, it should be. That's how I feel. Because it's a question of what am I thinking about and what am I paying attention to? And that's part of what acceptance is. What am I paying attention to? What I have or what I think I don't have? The way things are or the way that I think they should be? Perspective is absolutely everything. Reverend Dr. Petra Wells is actually doing the Science of Mind magazine topics, daily topics for this month. And on the 7th of this month, the topic is Trust Life. And I'm going to give you a little preview of what it is. And the quote from Ernest Holmes that day on November 7th is, "We need to stop denying the nature of the universe. If we have arrived at the point where we have complete confidence in its perfection and action, in its ability to create, maintain, and sustain life within us today, to supply us with all of our needs, then that is what it will do for us tomorrow and into the future." And that was from Dr. Holmes, a New Design for Living. So, what am I planning for? What am I expecting? Because that's what I'm going to get. The law of attraction tells us that. And she goes on to write, okay, here it comes. The single most significant piece of spiritual advice that I have ever received. Are you ready? Stop complaining. I had to laugh out loud with that one. That was the best spiritual advice she ever received. Stop complaining. Complaining is the hallmark of victim consciousness. This does not mean we deny challenges and don't work to overcome obstacles. It does not mean that we have down days or difficult times. It does not mean we don't see the things in the world that need to be healed or lifted into a higher state of consciousness. What it does mean is that we stop endlessly ragging on about people, events, and circumstances. It means that we spend more time praising what is working, lifting up those around us, and speaking for the possibility and outcomes we desire. What we focus on grows. Focusing on the universe supports life and moves forward, evolving into higher consciousness, aligns us with the spiritual truth. This moves us into a higher vibration, a deeper trust, and greater demonstrations. And the affirmation is I have confidence in life. I trust the universe. I look for the good and praise it. So it's really being in that place of full anticipation of the good, not waiting for the other shoe to drop or, yeah, but, and always complaining. We all know those people that go through life waiting for something to happen. It can't be a good day, heaven forbid. Is always looking for something to be wrong. Yeah, but. One thing can be true and another can be true. It doesn't mean that just because of one, it stays there. And it's being conscious of our words, it's being mindful of allowing ourselves to be where we are, accepting where we are, and moving on from there. And we get that choice every day. Non resistance, it is a practice. It's deciding to not fight against, because we can't fight against. That's, I've often spoken about the waves of grief. If you try to stand up against grief, it's going to tumble you under. Like, oh no, I'm fine. Eventually, something's going to cave. Just like standing up to the ocean. The ocean's going to win. There will be an undertow that just takes you under. Whereas if you just go with the flow, it is much easier to get through. That's not even in grief. It's not about just what happens. Pain happens. Suffering is when we stay there. And it is a choice to stay there. Whether it's conscious or unconscious, that might be up to you. You get to decide. But suffering is when we stay. When things stay hard, stay painful, it's because we're staying in that circumstance, whatever it may be. So acceptance doesn't mean resignation. It means understanding that something is what it is and that there's got to be a way through it. And that's Michael J. Fox. And, we have an opportunity in any given moment to just go with the flow of life. So you're trying to buck the system and go against the grain. One of Abraham Hicks, Esther and Abraham Hicks, one of the things they always talk about is the downstream thought. Are you going against the grain? Are you fighting against life itself? And I came across this term that I absolutely loved. And don't know if I'm gonna pronounce it right, but it's woo-wee. The art of non action, to embrace flow instead of effort to achieve a result. So, embracing the flow instead of the effort. I don't know about you, but I was always told you have to work hard to get anything that you want in this life. And that is an expectation that I don't put out into the world. It doesn't mean you don't work hard in some senses, but it doesn't have to be hard. We get a choice in how we see things. And if that's what we expect, that's what we'll receive. If we walk around saying life is hard and it never lets up and it's always, your attitude will bring you more of the same. Your gratitude will bring you more of the same. So which one are you choosing? Which one are you practicing the most? Acceptance is the key to healing, but it takes time. Acceptance does not mean that we like it. So in both of those instances, one, it takes time and you don't have to like it. So a circumstance is the way it is. We're getting into the colder months in New England, and it was beautiful out a couple of weeks ago. We had some beautiful weather, and this past week it's starting to get colder, and the weather is saying it's going to be in the 30s and maybe even the 20s in the evenings. And I don't like it, but I'm not going to fight against it. I know that New England is New England and that it does get cold in the wintertime. I don't fight against it, and I don't have to hate it. If I hate it, it's gonna ruin my time, my day. Just like that slide had said about, rain. I can fight against it, but it's not gonna stop the rain. So I can play in the puddles. It's all about my attitude within and through anything. Number 3 says, we say farewell to our dreams. So acceptance sometimes is saying farewell to a dream. It doesn't mean that we don't have the opportunity, different opportunities. But sometimes acceptance is that what I thought was going to happen didn't. There are endings. Sometimes it's a job that you love that isn't there anymore. Maybe it's a marriage that fell apart, or a friendship, or something that you thought would be there that isn't anymore. And it can be heartbreaking, but it doesn't have to stop us. We get the choice of how we react to any circumstance in life. And number 4 says we look to the future. And it's a knowing that we will have good days and bad. We get the opportunity to ride through them and know that this isn't all there is. While it may not look like I want it to in this moment, that's not all there is. I just have to take this day for this day. Sometimes the best thing you can do is go to bed for the night. I don't care if it's 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, go to bed for the night. If you're going to be in a place of negativity and frustration and pain, it's only going to bring more of that to us. So why would we want to add more in our life? So whatever causes that non-resistance, sometimes it's zoning out in front of the TV, not to the point of avoidance, not to the point of denial, but it is something that can help us get out of where we are, the stuckness of any kind of pain or discontent. So we don't want to be complaining. We don't actively want to be in that place of againstness. So acceptance is just allowing whatever the circumstance may be. Number 6 says we show ourselves true self-compassion. And that's important to remember, that while things may not look how I wanted them to, it doesn't mean they're not the way they're supposed to be. And self-acceptance is loving myself through it. Oftentimes, I'm a lot kinder to strangers than I would be to myself in some of the things that I say. Self-talk can be deadly. So be mindful of what it is that you're saying to yourself. what you allow to run through you, that our mind can be an awful neighborhood to walk through alone. So when we're in a feeling that negative space, that's when to call a friend, that's when to reach out, it's when to even read something spiritual. Do something that brings you back to truth. Number 7 says we accept that it is not our fault. Now, it's not about blame. It's not about, things just are. Now, sometimes things happen as a reaction to something I may have said or done. But it's not about fault. It's not about blame. It's simply about what is, and it's doing the next right thing. And even when there's things that and there are plenty of things at times that I may have said or done, part of acceptance is accepting that, it wasn't the best choice, but I made it. And what do I do from here? Things aren't always going to turn out exactly as I want them to, but I can adjust the sails. That's what our attitude is. Us adjusting the sails of life. It's not saying it's okay and I like it and it's, I'll just embrace it. It's simply saying it is what it is. And I do the next right thing. Because if I'm in a place of denial, I'm not helping anyone, especially myself. And the last one says, we look for and embrace the good in our lives. So part of acceptance isn't just looking at one thing. It's having a bigger picture, realizing there is more to life than just whatever the instance is in this moment. And it's allowing that full picture to take place. We're going to have losses so we can have greater gains. Sometimes the bad relationship was so the right relationship could happen. My husband that I am blessed, we've been together 21 years and we've been married. We're coming up on our 20th anniversary. And, I was his second wife. And, as far as I'm concerned, he knows what he had before, and it made him appreciate me that much more. So sometimes the failures, that just seeming failures, are so that better can come along. And who he was is not who he is now. And I'm blessed by that too. We have to be at a certain place in our lives to attract the right person. Circumstances wouldn't have worked otherwise. So sometimes some of those things that we accept for today open the door for something even greater. And it's about knowing that and trusting that, even though we don't know what it's going to look like. And I'm going to play the next song, and I invite you to ask yourself, is there any circumstance that I've been struggling with acceptance or resisting in any way? Is there something that I've been holding on to or holding back from saying or doing because I'm fighting against what is? And just listen to the words of this song with Karen Drucker. And, it's love always finds a way.
When you're losing your way, when it's too much to take, when your will is broken, I'm here. I can be your shelter, be your safe place to land. When your heart feels empty, I'm here. I have enough love for both of us. I know it's gonna be okay. I have enough love for both of us. And love always finds a way. Love always finds a way. If the future's unknown and the path's overgrown, I will cradle your soul. Don't fear. Don't fear. Though you don't have the answers, may not know where to go, but what you need is inside you. Just trust, and you'll know. You'll know. I have enough love for both of us. I know it's gonna be okay. I have enough love for both of us. And love always finds a way. Love always finds a way. I'm your light in the storm. I'm your call to come home. I'm your beacon of hope. You can count on me. You can count on me. I have enough love for both of us. I know it's gonna be okay. I have enough love for both of us. And love always finds a way. Love always finds a way. I know it's gonna be okay. Love always finds a way. I know it's gonna be okay. Love always finds a way. Love will always find a way. Love always finds a way. It's gonna be okay. Love always finds a way. Hold my hand, it's gonna be okay. Love always finds a way. It's gonna be okay. Love will always find a way. Love always finds a way. Yeah, nah. It's gonna be okay. Love always finds a way. It's gonna be okay. I know. It's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay. I know. Love will always find a way.
And love always finds a way. And in that knowing of that is where we get our peace. It's allowing that love to be enough to sustain us and uplift us, especially when we don't necessarily feel it, when we're not seeing it. We don't know the path, but that's where faith comes in. That knowing allows us to lift up. Eckhart Tolle said non-resistance, non-judgment, and non-attachment are the three aspects of true freedom and enlightened living. Enlightened living. So it's letting go of the stuff and allowing that greater yet to be, making room for it, simply allowing that bigger picture. I love the visioning process for that reason, because it allows spirit's view as opposed to my view, which is often very, right here, right now, if something doesn't look like I understand it should. And that's, it's just my point of view, trusting that there is a bigger picture. Eckhart Tolle also says, to offer no resistance to life is to be in a state of grace, ease, and lightness. Grace, ease, and lightness. To be in that space of allowing. And there's so much peace in that. So it's a choice that we get to make. And it's a choice that is conscious. At any given moment, we can say and accept and really just be. Just be. Because that's what peace is about. Peace isn't in doing, peace is a beingness. And when we want to be a catalyst for peace in the world, to be that change I wish to see, if I want kindness, I need to be kind. If I want peace, inner peace and harmony, I need to have it, to shine it, to be it, and to live in the frequency of it. And then I help lift the world with that frequency. You get to do that any given moment. Choose peace, choose acceptance, choose love. Let go of anything that might be standing in the way of that. And I'd like to share with you a poem that I wrote recently, actually. It's called The Light of Surrender. The lightness of spirit is like stepping into a pool, weightless and refreshed, letting go of all troubles as simple as dirt washed off. I am blessed. Jump in and release. I let go with all else left behind for the grandeur of divine mind. Embodying the power and presence of life itself, lovingly streaming divine light is what it's all about. Joyously dancing, arms open wide, my consciousness opens, letting spirit in me play in the grander view of thee. God as me, joyous and free, no longer holding and molding in the pain kept inside. I appreciate the gift of life itself, embracing the journey without forcing or coercing, simply allowing spirit's embrace to just simply be. Arms open wide, my mind, heart, and soul is set free. So much more than the body they see. A priestess of light stepping into the divine light, living and embracing life. Set free from bondage of self, I walk in the sunlight of the spirit without fear or doubt. No longer weighed down by want or desire, I surrender and I allow myself to be without despair or desire. No longer hiding in pain or struggle of the past. In this moment, I commit to this feeling and making it last. God as me allows all to be. I let go and let God, and I am set free. Forever changed by this moment, I breathe in the blessings and breath of life. My weight and burdens transformed to light. I am mighty and all is well with my soul. I live in, through, and as the light, allowing my beautiful life to unfold. So in that choice, simply allowing, just let go. Being in that place and allowing everything else to just be. So we get the opportunity, and the topic tonight again, acceptance and non-resistance, to just let go of all that has weighted us down in the past. And that could be, maybe it's burdens we put on ourselves or accepted without realizing. Maybe it's things people told us that we were responsible for or needed to do. And we simply allow what is to be and choose what's next. And I know I make it sound so easy, and sometimes it's not. Sometimes the experience of it can be difficult. Richard Rohr said, so much unnecessary suffering comes into the world because people will not accept the legitimate suffering that comes from being human. It's okay not to be happy all of the time. Somewhere along the line, we forgot we're going to have days that are hard. We're going to go through experiences that are difficult. The legitimate suffering means that there's going to be times that we're not happy. And that's okay. We get through. We don't want to get stuck in it. We don't want to stay there. It's not a question. But there are going to be times that we're not, as my shirt says, joyful at times. And it's okay to not be okay. It may not feel okay, but we know it'll pass when we truly have that faith. And that's what it's all about. We have to accept the good in our life. It can come our way, but they says when our opportunity knocks, we have to open the door. We have to accept our good, expect our good, declare it. We do it every time we have a treatment. We accept that good right here and right now. We accept it and we expect it. It's not even a question in our minds. That's accepting our good. So right here and right now, I accept it on your behalf as well. I accept and expect the good. And I let go of anything that may have stood in the way, setting it all free, letting it be, blessing everyone and everything, and moving forward in joy, in love. So I wish that for you as well, especially to move forward in and as peace. So thank you for being here in the Peace Circle tonight. Know that you can reach out to me by email at gina@cslboston.org. Again, it's gina@cslboston.org. You can reach out to me. And I'd love to hear from you. Anything at all, as far as if you have any questions or if there's anything that you would like to, whether it be a life coaching session or if you even wanted to have a practitioner session, know that I am here. I'd also love any topics or anything as far as that goes. Any suggestions, reach out to me, gina@cslboston.org. And know that this show and this network is here because of this beautiful station. New Thought Medium Network is here as we are absolutely harbingers of change. We are the good proclaiming out. So know that we're here because of people like you. Go to ntmedia.org and click donate. Whatever you can, circulate that good. If you've been blessed by this network, by this message, reach out and just circulate it back. Let people know that we're here. And to expect the good, expect the growing of this network as well, because there's so much more coming. So I thank you for being here, and I invite you to join me on Thursdays. I have The Joy is in the Journey, and we always have different people for wonderful topics, and I invite you to be here with me on Thursday. It's 1 p.m. Mountain Time, 3 p.m. Eastern Time, and it is, we are talking about how to get to that place of joy. Just like the Peace Circle is coming to alignment with peace, it's coming to that place of joy. How do we create more? How do we bring more into the world? How do I experience more of it? So I wish you a wonderful evening. Grateful to be here with you and celebrate this night, this All Saints Day. So in this new month, this beautiful Thanksgiving month of gratitude. So blessings and love to you. Thank you for being here with me this evening. Namaste.